Why the Native Americans are not afraid of extraterrestrials, aliens, space aliens. It seems that the Native Americans have no fear of aliens, as their cultures were deeply spiritual. They can remember a time when people from the stars used to interact freely with human beings. Before Europeans discovered America, the earth was inhabited by many cultures and there were millions of people. However, the Native Americans have almost disappeared, and this means that their ancient knowledge was lost with them, and this is something we can't easily fix. Surviving Native Americans spoke stories about humans from the stars. They called them the Anu. It's amazing that the name also, it sounds familiar with similar to Anunnaki. The central idea of the stories that managed to be saved by the Native Americans, their culture, is that different beings came from heaven, from the stars, from the skies, and formed a relationship with the people of the earth. And this was important enough and worthy to write as a story and a teaching. Stories say that the ancient world came into contact with many extraterrestrial civilizations and were very technologically advanced, and this created an interaction with humans in order for them to evolve. These stories are very powerful within the tribal myths of America. Richard Wagamasi of Wabasemun said his people had stories about humans from the stars that came to Earth many generations ago. The first people from the stars had brought with them the teachings and stones that were very spiritual, such as that they had brought maps of the whole world and handed them all over freely to the people. He continued saying their stories spoke of love and they were very much polite and set a good example. When they passed away, Richard's people said that they felt enormous loneliness that they had never experienced before. The Native American Hopi the tribe were peaceful people and believed that their ancestors had come from Pleiades, and this behavior of the space aliens they met here on Earth changed the way of life as a people. Legends of the Dakota Indians speak of the same star cluster that originated and was the original home of their ancestors. The Cree also believed that their ancestors also came from the stars, but they were in spiritual form and then turned into humans when they came to stay on Earth. The Lakota people often talk about mysterious and celestial beings who could manifest in front of them like spheres of light, and who chose children to follow them on a journey through space and time. All the stories from the native tribes, the Native American peoples, have survived to this day, tell about the people from the stars and the distant relationship that their ancestors had with them. These stories remained in the minds of their children, their childhood, when around the campfires and storytellers of each people shared in every ritual or celebration. This I've translated for you from a Greek article. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.